13.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosun. Welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. I am Comfort James and thank you so very much for joining us. Quickly, a look at the headlines for today. Supreme Court voids Ihedioha's election, declares APC Uzodinma Imo governor. From the foreign scene, Iran says US bears blame for Iranian forces shooting down plane. On business, 737 MAX crisis, Boeing sees lowest orders in decades. And on sport, Osimhen vows to banish away goal nightmare. Do well to stay with us as we bring you the details of the news after this break. Welcome back. Now the news and details. Supreme Court voids Ihedioha's election, declares APC Uzodinma Imo governor. The Supreme Court on Tuesday voided the election of Emeka Ihedioha as the governor of Imo State. A seven-man panel of the Apex Court, led by Chief Justice of Nigeria Tanko Mohammed, unanimously declared Hope Uzodinma as the winner of the March 9, 2019 governorship election and the validly elected governor of the state. Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, who read the lead judgment, ordered that the certificate of return issued to Ihedioha be immediately withdrawn. She directed that a fresh certificate of return should be issued to Uzodinma. She also directed that Uzodinma must be immediately sworn in as the governor of Imo State. The now governor-elect of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodinma, has said that his stolen mandate has been recovered by the Supreme Court. The governor-elect accused the People's Democratic Party of not having good plans for the state. He said the Supreme Court has declared Senator Hope Uzodinma as the duly elected governor of Imo State. The beautiful thing is that our stolen mandate has been recovered. A former governor of Imo State, Senator Rochas Okorocha, has assured the new governor-elect of the state, Senator Hope Uzodinma, of his unflinching support. Okorocha, in a statement issued by his media aide, Sam Owuemedu, shortly after the Apex Court pronounced Uzodinma the winner, pledged to support the new governor of the state. Okorocha, who now represents Imo West Senatorial District at the Senate, said that Uzodinma's emergence was a good omen for the All Progressives Congress. He urged the people to support the new governor to succeed. Still from the local scene, Sanwo-Olu seeks private support for infrastructural challenges. Lagos State Governor Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu has said his administration will partner the private sector to tackle infrastructural challenges in the state. Sanwo-Olu spoke on Tuesday at a stakeholders forum organized by the Lagos State Infrastructure Maintenance and Regulatory Agency. The event themed private partnership on infrastructure maintenance regulation, aligning with global best practice, held at Onika, Lagos State. The governor assured the participants that LASIMA would ensure that businesses across the state thrived, adding that technology would be an enabler. He said what they were doing is to ensure that they bring about a private-public partnership model and begin to solve entire infrastructural challenges. It is also in that same vein that they will be using a PPP model to also fast-track their technology. He urged them to embrace the policies of the government, saying they were meant to make life better for Lagosians. The governor also assured the people that his administration would deliver on all the promises made on assumption of the office. Sanwo-Olu said he believed in the ability of the people leading the agency. He, however, stated that they would be monitored to ensure they continued in their professionalism to meet the yearnings of the industry. In more news from the local scene, Delta begins polio immunization. The Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa has reiterated the readiness of the state government towards sustaining the achievement of eradicating poliomellitus virus in the state. Okowa, who stated this on Monday at the commencement of the sub-national immunization plus days at Akuku Igbo in the Oshimili North local government of the state, said Nigeria had started the countdown to receiving its polio-free certificate. He added that the sub-national immunization plus days, slated for 4 days in January 2020, would strengthen the fight against polio in Nigeria. Okowa, who was represented by the Commissioner for Trade and Investment, Mr. Chika Osai, stressed that the state was ready to sustain the achievement by providing the needed support to the vaccination teams. The governor charged the local government chairman, traditional rulers, religious bodies and community-based organizations to mobilize mothers and caregivers to avail their children under the age 0 to 59 months the opportunity to be immunized. He commended other organizations for their collaborative efforts with the government to fight polio virus and other diseases. In his remarks, the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Modi Omonye, stated that polio vaccine improves the health and immune system of children, helping them to develop mentally and physically. He also admonished parents to use the available health centers for proper vaccination and other health-related issues arising. Now, foreign news is coming up next, and we'll be back with the details.
Years comes and goes, flowers and plants wither and dies, but God's faithfulness remaineth. This is how far God has taken us. Come enjoy this surge of excitement as we celebrate Ebenezer 2020, February.
Welcome back, and it's foreign news now. Iran says U.S. bears blame for Iranian forces shooting down plane. Iran said on Tuesday that dozens of people had been arrested over the Islamic Republic's apparently unintentional shooting down of a Ukrainian jetliner last week. The arrests come amid Iranian vows to fully and openly investigate the firing of the surface-to-air missile that downed the plane, killing all 176 people on board. But while Iran confessed to shooting the jet down 3 days after the fact and under intense international pressure, its president asserted Tuesday that the root causes of the tragedy were U.S. actions. It was the U.S. that caused such an incident to take place, Iran's state-controlled news agency Tasnim quoted President Hassan Rouhani as saying. The Iranian regime has blamed the Trump administration for ratcheting up tensions with the controversial decision to kill senior Iranian military commander Qasem Soleimani in a January 2nd drone strike in Baghdad. Iranian forces shot the plane down hours after launching a barrage of ballistic missiles at military bases in Iraq, housing hundreds of U.S. forces in retaliation for the killing of Soleimani. Officials in Tehran have said their forces were on high alert for any U.S. response to the missile attack, and the operator who fired on the plane believed it was an incoming American missile. Iran's attack on the base killed no one, but U.S. officials has dismissed speculation that Iran might have deliberately missed the troops in a bid to prevent further escalation of hostilities with the U.S. The U.S. forces in Iraq had multiple hours of warning that an Iranian strike was coming, a senior U.S. official said on Monday, but American troops at the main base struck by Iran said They just had minutes to take cover, and many still can't believe everyone escaped unscattered. One American commander said Iran was shooting to kill. Now, more news from the foreign scene. Flibe. Government strikes a deal to rescue troubled airline. The government has agreed a rescue plan for troubled regional airline Flibe. Ministers agreed to work with Flibe to figure out a repayment plan for a significant tax debt that is thought to top €100 million. Meanwhile, the firm's owners have agreed to pump more money into the loss-making airline. Business Secretary Andre Litson said the deal would keep the company operating. That will be a relief to many of the 8 million passengers who fly with the airline each year. However, the chief executive of the owner of British Airways has attacked the move as a misuse of public funds. In a letter to Transport Secretary Grant Shapps, a copy of which has been seen by the BBC, Willie Walsh questioned why the taxpayer is picking up the tab for the airline's mismanagement. He pointed out that one of Flibe's biggest shareholders, Virgin Atlantic, is part owned by the US Delta, one of the world's largest and most profitable airlines. Flibe services dozens of UK domestic routes that are not flown by other airlines, making it the largest carrier to fly out of some regional airports like Newquay. Flibe plays a critical and unique role in the UK aviation system, supporting the development of the regions, providing essential connectivity to businesses and stimulating the growth in trade, the boss of the Airport Operators Association, Karen D, said in a statement welcoming the rescue deal. As part of the agreement, Flibe shareholders, which include Virgin Atlantic and Stobart Group, have agreed to put more money into the business. The government has promised to review the €26 air passenger duty that is levied on domestic UK return flights, which has added to the airline's losses. Now, news from the world of business is coming up next, and we'll be back with the details. Stay with us.
A new era of the decade holds in Imo State, Nigeria.
Where shall be heaven on earth?
Shout glory!
There's going to be a deluge of God's glory, God's power, God's anointing, healing the sick, massive miracles. Will you live in any state around down the eastern axis?
What glory left? Oh, the absence of glory is the presence of death. It's Greater Works 2020. Apostle Johnson Suleiman.
God spoke to Samuel and said, I'll do a work in your day that the ears of them that hear you shall tingle.
Mighty miracle here.
Be my guest as we come to Owerri Crusade.
Date 12th and 13th February 2020 by 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Happening live at Heroes Core, Owerri, Imo State.
Greater Works, Owerri. I'll see you there.
Welcome back. Business news now. 737 MAX crisis, Boeing sees lowest orders in decades. Boeing has reported its worst annual orders at least 2 decades as it remains in crisis over its 737 MAX model. The company also said deliveries of its planes slumped to an 11-year low last year. It means the U.S. firm has lost its title as the world's biggest plane maker to European rival Airbus. The 737 MAX has been grounded since March after 2 crashes in which 346 people were killed. Boeing said net orders after cancellations for the 2019 totaled just 54 planes. That compares with 893 the previous year. At the same time, deliveries fell by 53% to 380 planes, the lowest number since 2007. The company last month halted production of what has been its best-selling commercial airliner. The grounding of the 737 MAX means it isn't possible for the firm to deliver the planes to customers. In comparison, Boeing's main rival Airbus said earlier this month that it delivered a record 863 planes in 2019 and racked up a net 768 orders after cancellations. A bright spot for the Chicago-based plane maker was a record number of deliveries of 787. Dreamliners in the last 3 months of 2019, the company delivered 45 of the wide-body passenger jets, which first went into service in 2011. Boeing's new chief executive, David Calhoun, took the helm of the manufacturer on Monday. Mr. Calhoun said he is confident in the future of the firm, telling staff his primary focus will be returning the 737 MAX to the skies. He placed Dennis Milberg, who was fired last month, in a move the company's board said was necessary to restore confidence in Boeing. The aviation industry is also feeling the pressure over fears of a global economic shutdown and the US-China trade war. Now, still from the world of business, presidency minister differ on finance law implementation. The confusion over the implementation date of the finance law deepened on Tuesday as the presidency and the Ministry of Finance expressed differing opinions. The presidency said the Finance Act, which President Muhammad Buhari signed into law on Monday, had already taken effect and the implementation of its provisions was expected to be immediate. The Ministry of Finance said that the take-off date for the implementation of the law would be announced in due course. One of our correspondents also learned that the federal government would meet with chief executive officers of deposit money banks on the modalities for the implementation of the Finance Act. The presidency made the clarification amidst reports that the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation will need to gazette the law, which heralds a new regime, a valued added tax of 7.5%, up from 5% before it could become effective. The senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, in an interview with our correspondent, said the law had automatically become effective immediately the president signed it. Shehu said although there were what he called records and administrative processes involved in the processes were not preconditions for the law to take effect. The presidential spokesman said the Finance Act, having been signed into law by the president, has taken effect automatically. When asked specifically if the law had taken immediate effect, Shehu replied, "It is. It has taken effect." On the other, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, made her position known in a statement issued by her media advisor, Yunusa Abdullahi. The statement read in part, on the implementation process of the law, Ahmed has said that she will issue a statement in due course. The minister said that a large sum of money realized from the increase in value-added tax will go to states and the local government areas. She described the 2020 Finance Act as a people's bill, considering the expansion of VAT exemption list, which includes basic food items. Ahmed commended the president for ensuring that the bill became law. And that's it from the world of business. Sports news. Kike Setien, Barcelona boss, couldn't have imagined new job in wildest dreams. We'll be back with these details and many others when we return from this break.
The foundation of the earth reveals the handiwork of His excellence.
I see God creating opportunities for you.
Amen.
I see God giving you ideas that will stand you out.
Amen. Behold His great works, empowered with the right spirit, separated for His glory.
Rakataba Sandaba. Connected to the right men and women. Power of God. Latakata Rapata.
Greater Works 2020 with a dynamic mother, Dr. Lizzie Jensen Suleiman. Date 16th January 2020, 3 p.m. prompt by Uralo Primary School Feed, Irago, Edo State, Nigeria. For updates, please call +234 806 464 6180. Your light has come.
And welcome to the world of sports. Quique Setién, Barcelona boss, couldn't have imagined new job in wildest dreams. Quique Setién says he could not imagine becoming Barcelona manager in his wildest dreams. Former Real Betis coach Setién, 61, was named backer boss on Monday following Ernesto Valverde's sacking. Setién, who has signed a 2.5-year deal, led Betis to their highest finish since 2005 and to the Copa del Rey semis before leaving in May. I want to thank this institution for giving me the chance, said the Spaniard at his first news conference. He added, "Yesterday I was walking around my hometown with cows around me, and now I am here at Barcelona managing the best players in the world." After managing lower league sides, Setién led Las Palmas to 11th in La Liga, their best finish for 40 years, and enjoyed further success at Betis, where in his first season he led them to 6th place and qualification for the Europa League. Betis also secured wins over Barca, Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid during his 2-year tenure, and he left the club by mutual consent in the summer. Barcelona are top of the La Liga on goal difference and have won 4 of the last 5 league titles. Setién has previously stated he would cry when Barca and Argentina forward Lionel Messi retires. Now, still from the world of sports, Tottenham survived late scare to beat Middlesbrough in FA Cup. Tottenham gained a hard-fought victory over Championship side Middlesbrough in their FA Cup third-round replay. Spurs were gifted a second-minute lead when Borough goalkeeper Thomas Majors passed the ball to Giovanni Lo Celso, who caught inside a challenge and scored. Lamela doubled the host advantage after 15 minutes when he flicked the ball past Majors after a fine run. George Seville pulled one back late on for Borough with a low strike from 20 yards out, but it was not enough. Middlesbrough substitute Rudy Gestede had a chance to force extra time, but he could only head over the bar from 8 yards as Spurs held on for the win. Tottenham, who have won the FA Cup 8 times, will play at Southampton in the 4th round on 25th January. The FA Cup represents Tottenham's best chance of a trophy this season. They are 8th in the Premier League out of the EFL Cup after a shock third-round exit on penalties at League 2 Colchester, and have a tricky tie against Bundesliga leaders RB Leipzig and the Champions League last 16. If they were to win the FA Cup, it will be their first trophy since lifting the League Cup in 2008. With Harry Kane out until at least April after surgery on a hamstring injury, Spurs are light on attacking options, and boss Mourinho took the chance to ease the workload on his other senior forwards, with Son Heung-min playing only the last 30 minutes and Dele Alli making a brief appearance as a substitute coming on after Seville's goal. And finally, on sports news and on News Desk, Osimhen vows to banish away goal nightmare. Lille striker Victor Osimhen has promised to put his away goal nightmare at the French side to rest, vowing to score more goals on the road before the end of the season. The 21-year-old has only been able to record 3 goals away from the Stade Pierre-Mauroy this season, scoring his first in the UEFA Champions League 4-1 thrashing in the hands of Valencia. The forward also scored twice at Monaco in the space of a week in the Ligue 1 and the Copa de la Ligue, but he feels he can do more, having scored several away goals during time on loan at Belgian side Sporting Charleroi from Wolfsburg. Osimhen scored 12 away goals and 8 goals at home in 36 games during his time at Charleroi. Despite scoring just 3 times away from home this season, the highly sought-after striker is confident the tide will change soon. There are still lots of games to play this season, and I think I can get a lot more away goals than I have scored at home, and I am really looking forward to it. Osimhen has been in superb form since joining the French side, having also won the Player of the Month award for September and made the list of the best 11 players for the mid-season ahead of French forward Kylian Mbappe. Osimhen has scored 10 League 1 goals and 19 appearances this season. What an outstanding achievement for him. And now, this brings us to the size of the news for today from Celebration Television News Desk. But just in case you missed out, here is a recap of the headlines. From the local scene, Supreme Court voids Ihedio's election, declares APC Uzodinma Imo governor. From the foreign scene, Iran says US bears blame for Iranian forces shooting down plane. On business, 737 MAX crisis, Boeing says lowest orders in decades. And on sports, Osimhen vows to banish a away goal nightmare. Do not forget you can join us always on our social media platforms to be kept of news, updates and other updates as they also unfold. On Facebook, it is Celebration TV. On Instagram, My Celebration TV. On Twitter, @MyCelebrationTV. And on YouTube, www.youtube.com/CelebrationTV. I am Comfort James, and thank you so very much for watching.
To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State governor if he